Hey, this is Winfred. In this video, I'm going to try to decipher this enigmatic word or sentence that is recorded in Japanese historical text called Nihongi. I will refer to it as a word from here on. This word is pronounced as 구순이자림, and it is actually an old Koreanic word that was spoken in the kingdom of Shilla. According to Nihongi, it says that the word is of Shilla origin, but its meaning is shrouded in mystery. As far as I know, there is no detailed discussion that attempted to analyze what this word actually meant. So in this video, I present my findings on it. Here's the story behind this word. In the ancient period of Korea, there was Gaya, a short-lived confederation of small kingdoms located in the south of the peninsula. It was known for producing metal crafts and had possessed related natural resources. Baekje Shilla vied for power to take over the confederation. Shilla asked for Goguryeo help sometimes, and Baekje brought in Wa, or Japan, to the scene. Eventually, Shilla won, and this is where this word appears. According to Nihongi, a Japanese historical text, a Wa general was escaping from the last battle with Shillan army. A Shillan general chased after him. Wa general jumped across a moat while riding on a horse. A moat is a defensive structure filled with water so that enemies cannot infiltrate a castle easily. The Shillan general almost caught him but saw his enemy escaping right before his own eyes on the other side of the moat and sighed in disappointment and said, 구순이자리. Here I'll make an assumption number 0. The Wa general is assumed to be under a manageable stress after having gotten away from the Shillan army. If this assumption is held, then I can further assume that what this person heard across a moat was as clear as crystal, crisp as a potato chip. This makes 구순이자리 a standalone word then. Having assumed that, now I'm going to highlight this part of the word because it sounds awfully similar to a Goguryeo word that I know. According to 삼국사기, in the geography chapter of Goguryeo, a following record can be seen. 술이골현 일운 순이골. In English, it basically means there was a prefecture in Goguryeo known as 술이골, which was also pronounced as 순이골. 술이 or suri or sunuk is a native Korean word that means a top, peak, or summit of a mountain. So here we can see that suni and sul'i were used interchangeably by Goguryeo people. Looking at this equation, I assume that riul and niun were replaceable in the ancient period. This will be my assumption number 1, part A. Riul and niun are interchangeable. This phenomenon is not unheard of in Korean. For example, in North Korea, there's a city called Raseon시, but in South Korea, they called it Naseon시. R has been replaced with N. This is called 두음유칙. In Korean, part B, the riul can slide over to iung if spoken faster enough. If you repeat 술이 fast enough, it becomes 수리. 술이, 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 술이. By having these two assumptions, 구순이자리 could have been either 구수리자리 or 구순이제. But for now, I'm going to stick with 구수리자리 as it sticks to the original form of the word. Another word that needs to be analyzed is 구. This character, pronounced 구, has many varieties, it seems. In 삼국사기, in the geography chapter of Shilla, there are place names, as shown here on the screen, that show such characters that could potentially replace the character 구. For example, a country called Gurye was also pronounced in native Shillan as 고을, 고리, 구리. So here, it can be assumed that these characters are phonetically similar. Let's modify the list here and include this character. But I think there's more. So let's find out. For example, there was a county called Gosong somewhere in the kingdom of Shilla, which was also called Goja. The first syllable, go, has similar sound. So let's add that to the list. By the way, this character go was used in the name of the capital city of Baekje, Gomnaru. Gom means bear. Naru means a harbor in Korean. But let's see how the ancient Japanese and Chinese called it. According to Nihongi, the Japanese historical text, it shows as Kumanari as the ancient Japonic pronunciation of Gomnaru, but notice that the character gu appears in there. On the other hand, in the history of the northern dynasties, a Chinese historical text, it shows as Gobalseong as the ancient Chinese pronunciation of Gomnaru. But in this case, the character go is used. When the ancient Japanese and Chinese met an ancient Korean at the time, upon hearing gomnaru, they probably tried their best to find a character that had the sound g. Anyhow, considering these characters are phonetically similar, they're worthy of inclusion in the list. Long story short, this is the final list that shows which other characters have equivalent pronunciation with that of character gu. They all start with g sound, with a vowel, the pronunciation of which is not too far away from u or or e. And this is my final assumption in this research. Now I have the data, let's generate some possible reconstruction of the pronunciation of the above word in modern Korean. It could be 구슬이자리, 고슬리자리, or 거슬리자리. By looking at the last one, there is one sentence that sounds very close to 구슬이자리. 거슬리잖니, 거슬리게시리, or 거스르자니. The first two mean it's getting cumbersome. The Shilan general, upon seeing the Wa general in the distance across the moat, was said to be disappointed about not capturing him. So there was an expression of emotion. He might have said, "Oh look, now he's getting away. Isn't this getting cumbersome to go after that guy?" But it could also be the case that he was afraid of not making the promise to capture the Wa general alive, the promise he made to the king of Shilla. For example, he could have lamented, 우리는 저자를 놓쳤다. 그를 데려오라는 왕의 명을 거스르자니 마음이 불편하구나. That is, we lost him, we broke the promise to capture him alive and bring him to the king, and that is unsettling. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.